How's it going, all you lovely little weirdos? I am the Global Outcast, and that is my sexy assistant, the Anime Shogun.
Fuck you, I'm not an assistant and I'm an EP boy, so fuck you.
Today we're going to be talking about Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. By far a fan favorite. Uh, David Tennant's 10th Doctor.
Wait, oh yeah, Eccleston was the ninth, wasn't he?
Eccleston was the ninth. We already talked about him.
Yep.
Yep. And they changed him. I think the episode was involved a Christmas Day and involved another, like a female prime minister, and it was some weird shit going on. It's been forever since I've seen that episode, but it was really good because that doctor is the one that Rose fell in love with. Eccleston was the one she kissed, but Tennant was the one she fell in love with. Oh, also, fun fact: David Tennant met his wife on a set of Doctor Who.
Yep.
She played the Doctor's daughter. Great episode, by the way. And also, fun fact: she is also the Doctor. She is also the daughter of the Fifth Doctor. So I thought that's pretty neat. So, what are some of your favorite episodes of the Tenth Doctor?
You know what? Well, the first one I have to bring up, I believe it was the 10th. I'm gonna kind of Google to double check on that. I think it was the one with the Weeping Angels.
Oh, when he went back in time, and it was pretty much the girl talking through the computer screen to him, and you didn't couldn't figure out how he was getting the answers. Yeah, that was the 10th. Because that was after Rose left. He had, what was her name? She was a black chick. I think her name was Sarah something. Because she ended up getting married to Mickey.
There's the Crispin invasion because I've got a list here.
Yep.
Um, I'd have to honestly look into it again, but I think it was. God, what was it? So there's the Weeping Angels, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
when he first talks about them.
Yep.
Um, I know they weren't Weeping Angels. You're more of this than I am. It's the one where they're all in the spacesuits and they get devoured and they keep repeating
The
themselves.
Vashta Narada. Yes, that is by far my favorite two-part favorite episode because that's where first meet River Song, and it has my favorite companion, fucking
Because so to
Donna.
to go into that, I believe it's his where he talks about the weeping angels. You first kind of encounter them. I mean, I think you do in the older ones, like the earlier doctors, but I think they had really big kind of blow up with David's.
Yeah.
But I will say I like David. I like David and the weeping angels, especially how keep looking at them. Do not take your eyes off of them.
Don't blink.
Yeah. Um I like that one, but then I like how he's like, "No, no, you're supposed to be a part of the forest. You're the forest is here. Your spores in the books."
Yep, the Vashta Narada. Yep,
Yep, that one's my favorite because I there's that one. I think that one's probably my favorite one.
that one's my favorite too,
Is
actually.
because if I remember correctly, they keep trying to, and this might be there's one I'm gonna mention here. I saw it as a clip, and I don't know if it's the same ones or not. Where he's like, no, it was a different one. So there's the one where it was what was it called?
Vashta Narada.
Where he's like, and I'm gonna tell you one thing: always stand next to the door.
Yeah.
That one. But then this little clip I watch where he asks these things. They're not weeping angels. They're not that because I can't say that. I'll butcher it hardcore, and I don't need you fucking going all up in arms over it. Um,
I just give you shit.
right, but there's this one where he's asking questions for like information,
Yeah.
and and the clip I saw at the very end, he's like, "Take me to your leader." I've always wanted to say that,
Yeah, he says that a lot.
but they're wearing like not a mask. God, I don't remember what the fuck they are. They're not the weeping angels, but they're not. the things from the books. They're something else entirely.
Yeah, he has a lot of enemies.
Right, but in the clip, he sits there, he has the screwdriver, he pulls it out, and he says, "You can't kill me because I am not registered." He's like, "You could basically, you treat me like a stowaway. Take me to who's in charge." There's a clip of it, and I don't know where it was, but I don't know what they were, but they were something. My TikTok
Oh,
blows up from fucking uh Doctor Who episodes every once in a while, like clips and shit. And it's just that, like I said, that clip, I see it, and he turns around and he's like, he asks, I think, two questions, and they give him information. He's like, "No, wait, shit," and he turns around and he's basically sitting there saying, and he's like, "Wait." So then he kind of asks a question, but he follows it up by so many other things. Then he
yeah.
turns around and ends it with, "Am I correct?" And they're like, they stop and pause, and then he's like, "Take me to your leader." And he kind of sits there with the screwdriver in his hand. He kind of giggles. He's like, "I've always wanted to say that."
The Tenth Doctor was very amusing like that. But yeah, I know I understand what you're saying. I think that was the Tenth Doctor. I was either
It was
David.
because I remember David, because David had his little kind of, when he sat there and said that, when he sat there and said, "I've always wanted to say that," he kind of stuck his tongue out like he does.
Yeah,
If I find the clip again, I'll fucking send it to you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
it was the 10th because of the fact that I could not mistake fucking David's fucking his voice at all.
yeah. But I want to talk. I want to talk. Go back and talk about the Silence in the Library. That's the two-parter one where we both like it. Stephen
Silence in the Library. That's the one with the
Vashta Narada, yes. Stephen
Ashton.
Moff Stephen Moffat was the head guy for Doctor Who for from the ninth to I think the 12th Doctor, and he played this so fucking amazingly, really brilliantly. The first time you see River's song is her last episode.
Okay.
He didn't put her because she's a time traveler. She's, for those who don't know, River Song is married to the Doctor, one of his wives, because he fucking gets married a lot. He's got married to the Queen of England, a few other people, and even River Song. And he ends up meeting River Song the first time the day she dies. In, well, she doesn't really die. She kind of gets, stuff happens. I won't spoil it, but it's a really great episode, and you really don't understand the meaning of it or the hit of it until you watch the series, and then you go back and rewatch the series and you go back to it because then you're all like, damn, because she plays a big part in the 11th Doctor.
Right. Which is Matt's.
Yes, but she's, that is by far one of my favorite episodes. One of the reasons because of that. The other reason is because well, Donna, fucking Donna's by far my favorite. Donna should have met the Ninth Doctor. Their sass levels could have been amazing.
No, his seriousness and her sass would be perfect.
Oh, it'd be so fucking brilliant.
Because I have to go back to the ninth for this, but so the ninth I've seen from the show or from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yep.
You know, it never rains, but it pours. He's such a serious gangster
Yeah.
kind of role in that. So taking his serious, and yeah, he's sarcastic, but taking his seriousness in that and
Yeah.
having like Donna sass, like her sassing and mouthing off, and him being like, I could see him basically be like, "Shut up,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. She was. She's by far one of my favorites,
David.
hands
So as
down.
much as I will say this, as much as I love Christopher was the start of it, David is my number one for doctors.
Oh, he's a lot of people's number ones. It's a strong fight, in my opinion. It's a strong fight between David Tennant and Matt Smith for favorites, just because of how they acted. and everything
Yeah.
like
So
that.
for me, if I had to rank, since we did the ninth, we're doing the 10th, we're gonna do
Hmm.
the 11th. I'm gonna rank them right now, real quick.
Hmm.
Number one is the 10th. Is
Yeah.
David's because he brings he's serious, but he brings kind of the like it's gonna I'm gonna hate saying this, but a superior kind of comic relief to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's serious yet funny. He's not like I don't even know if that's the right way to sit there and say it because Matt's is pretty good too. Matt's is pretty fucking hilarious. But yeah, I guess I can because I love Matt Smith too. But if I had to rank it, it'd be number one for David's because David just has that superior funniness, that superior comical to the Doctor. You know, it's like he makes it really funny, but yet he also makes it very serious. Yet there are times where it's almost kind of sad.
Yeah. One reason why I love both Matt because they're.
I wasn't done ranking you, fucker.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Fucking prick.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Daddy.
Oh, don't ever say that. So ranked at the very top would be David's. As
Hmm.
much as I love Christopher, David's would be number one. Two would be Matt Smith, just because of the fact that not so much what he says, and again, this is almost kind of a tie with David. It's what he says and does, the way he approaches things. And well, you know, there's a part I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna say it when we get to the 11th. Literally, how Matt came into the Doctor is like my favorite part for Matt's Doctor.
Yeah.
You know, when David goes and Matt's come in, I'm gonna ruin this a little bit, so I'm sorry to the listeners, but and I'm gonna repeat it again when we get to the 11th. When Matt comes in and that big ass fucking like eye shows up in the sky
Hmm.
and the Doctor regenerates and it's Matt's, and he's like, look closely, is this place not protected? He's like, basically like, you don't know who you're fucking with because I'm the Doctor.
Yeah.
How Matt came in to me like was it's one that surprisingly is still in my head because I'm not a big Doctor Who guy.
You can tell when they with David Tennant and Matt Smith when their doctor gets violent and very mean because it almost looks like their soul leaves their eyes. Like you've
Yeah,
seen
that's
you see it a few times with David Tennant.
yep. So that's why I'd put David at number one because I think his seriousness gets a little bit higher up there than Matt's, to me
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
But it'd be ranked number one, David. Close behind him as two would be Matt's, but then three would be Christopher because Christopher, I thought he was great as a Doctor, especially because I thought he had the fitting partner with Rose. I know we talked about Donna, but I thought Rose was pretty good for Christopher's.
Oh yeah.
Now that being said, I wouldn't disagree that it'd be interesting to put Rose actually with David.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would definitely be interesting.
Yeah. Like for me, it's always a switch up between David and Matt because of how they act. Like David Tennant's doctor is more of the carefree, I want to go on adventures type of person who wants to explore an adventure. Matt Smith's doctor is like that world's oldest fucking kid.
Yeah, we're gonna go this and we're gonna go do this, and I don't give a fuck about the repercussions.
Yeah, pretty much. But when the shit gets serious, like I'm gonna say this again in the 11th, but Matt Smith has one of my favorite lines in The Doctor.
Which I'm
And
sure you'll remind me because I don't remember it.
yeah, it's in an episode with Amy and Rory. And this will tie back to fucking David Tennant. Don't worry. He says, "I'm the when they capture this reptilian species," and she says, "I'm the last of my kind." He goes, "Don't toy with me. I know what it's like to be the last of my kind. I am the last of my kind. It has a certain hurt in your eyes. Don't toy with me." Something to that effect. And there's a scene with Donna and this creature, this like spider creature. David Tennant gives her a chance. He goes, "I will find you a home for you and your children if you
Oh yeah,
leave."
I do remember that episode a little bit.
Yeah, and she goes, I will take. She will say. She says something like, I will take this planet. This planet will be mine. I will kill everybody. Yada yada yada. And then you just look at him and be all like, I warned you. He presses a button and he kills her. He presses a button and lets her die. He doesn't kill her. You can tell with David Tennant when he gets serious and he gets pissed because when the doctor, you never want to see the doctor pissed. That is one thing you don't want to do because that man will fuck
Right.
your day up 8 ways from Sunday and then some.
Right.
But I think one of my favorite enemies he had to fight against would have to be the potato people. I forgot what the fuck they're
The
called.
potato
They're like a
people.
giant. Their head looks like a giant potato. Um, they're like this warlike people, and their only weakness is in the back of their in the back of their suit. So it's like a purpose weakness, so that they will never turn their back on their enemy. And he ends up beating their ass, and he ends up turning one of them. I think it's the same guy he beat. Ends up turning to the side of like helping humans and all that shit later on in the 11th Doctor. He's funnier than hell. I'll send you a video later
Okay.
about him. But the names he comes up with some of his enemies is just funnier than hell. And how dense he can
Right.
be sometimes. Like, we came here for the smartest person in the world. And who's that? Everyone just stares at him. Oh, right, it's me.
Yeah.
Like he forgets he's like a 12th level intellect or some bullshit, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I'm smart. That's right."
Yeah. That's the one thing I do love with David is how he's kind of like, wait, who are you guys talking about? Then it turns into, oh wait, you guys are like, there's something I don't remember word for word what it was said, but it was something similar to what you were saying, and they were basically like, he even sat there and they kind of stopped and stared because they were like, it wasn't being smart, but they were like, yes, they were talking about the doctor, and he's like looking around like, who's that? And then they kind of stopped, paused, and looked at him like he was an idiot. And it was, oh wait, yeah, that's me.
Yep. One of my favorite lines actually is a line that David Tennant forgot. He there was I can't remember what episode it was, but he had one of the masks on, and he was supposed to give this line. He had like a gas mask on, and he turned to the guy, and he just looked at the guy, and he went, "Are you my mummy?"
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That he was supposed to say it differently, but he forgot what the line was, so he said that apparently. Also, you get more of an introduction to Jack Harkness, Doctor Who's
Yes.
horniest man.
Yeah.
You also meet the Master, which by far.
Yes. Oh, okay. That being said, so since we're talking about the 10th Doctor and it's David, you've got the Master, but you know who else we got too, right?
Who?
Neil Patrick Harris's character,
Oh, the Toy Maker.
Toymaker. He showed up because he's constantly fighting, I think, with David's.
He fought the 14th Doctor.
He also showed up earlier then, though.
Did he?
Yes, I believe so. I believe it was. I believe I was watching David's 10, the 10th Doctor, where the toy maker shows up when it's Neil Patrick Harris because they fought, I think, and he got like banished to a different area, like almost like a different realm. Because I saw this clip, and I'm gonna talk about it. I saw this clip where it was David Tennant back as like the 14th Doctor with I think another doctor. There was either one or two more doctors.
Oh, nope. That
There was the
is the
there was
14th.
the
Sorry, go on.
there was like two or three doctors, but they were all like, I challenge you to a game because he had came back and he was literally sitting on like a turret.
That is the 14th Doctor. I know exactly what you're talking about. That is the 14th
Yep.
Doctor. That is when Disney officially kind of took over and was trying to redo the series a little bit, and that's when the Black Doctor came in. I forget his name. Um, he came in, and because I watched that scene a lot, that's one of my favorite scenes. They played catch.
Right. because he did come in earlier from that scene.
Yeah, yeah. David Tennant came back as the 14th Doctor.
Yep, that much I know. But when we see Neil Patrick Harris back as the toy maker, that wasn't his first time as the toy maker.
Because I don't remember him being the toy maker in anything else besides the 14th Doctor, to be honest.
I'm gonna Google it because I'm gonna laugh if I prove you to be fucking wrong.
Because, as far as I know, Neil Patrick Harris was excited to be in Doctor Who for the 14th Doctor. Because that was his first time, if I remember correctly. Um, that's when Donna came back. They did some stuff, short stuff. Also, while he's looking that up, I found out Amazon bought the rights for
The
Doctor.
first appearance was the Celestial Toy Maker. The recent appearance was the Giggle.
Yes, that's the 14th Doctor.
Which one? The Giggle?
The 14th Doctor is the Giggle. The Celestial one is with a different guy. I think they're going. I think the Toymaker is also somewhat of a. I don't know if he's a
Okay, the
cos.
Celestial. Okay, Celestial Toy Maker was season 3.
Yeah, that would
The
have.
Giggle was the 60th anniversary special.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then who did he play? Because Neil Patrick Harris has been in it twice. I've seen him in it twice.
That one you might have to look up because I have no idea. But apparently, Amazon Prime bought Doctor Who, and apparently, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if I just got sucked into an April Fool's prank thing or
Hold
whatever.
on, hold on. Sorry, you're gonna have to cut that part out.
Oh yeah, you're fine. I will. I'll cut this
But
quiet
yeah,
part out.
I know he was in Doctor Who more than once.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's been forever since I've seen Doctor Who. I'd have to rewatch the series.
I would too because he's they count him for the 60th.
Yes.
But when I look at him as the 60th, I've seen him before and I swear he was in it before and he looked younger.
Because they do often reuse a lot of actors for Doctor Who. Because I know
Right.
the chick who played Amelia Pond was in it before. She played in it before. Fucking Peter Capaldi, who ended up becoming the 12th Doctor, was in an episode with the 10th Doctor.
Yeah, I don't remember. I could be wrong on it, but
Yeah. Yeah. But
sorry, go on.
oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. But with the 10th Doctor and some of his enemies, you see a sense of either him fucking with them or trying to help them until they leave him no choice.
Right.
And like one of my favorite actually, another one actually favorite episode of mine is when they meet the incarnation of the devil with the 10th Doctor. He's like this ancient being that was locked up in, I think, an asteroid or a planet. And he was trying to break free, and he was taking control of the Ood. An Ood, which is like this slave creature with tentacles.
Right.
And he ends up fighting and beating it. And honestly, some of that shit's just awesome. especially with the master and so like how they do the master with the drums, the bum 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 bum.
Yes, I will. I will admit to that.
Like that drum beat is still in my head. Like it never leaves. But I do have some news. Let me look it up to see if it's actually true or not.
I'm
Doctor.
googling still to see who all Neil Patrick Harris played in Doctor Who, because I swear, hand to God, he wasn't just the toy maker. He also played something else in it too.
Okay, yeah, it was an April Fool's thing. Thank the gods. I saw something online. I didn't know if it was like an April Fool's thing or not about Doctor Who being rebooted, but with Amazon Prime and Harry Styles playing the first Doctor.
No, I heard somebody else was actually trying to, like, they were, I think, trying to keep it on like Disney for sure.
Yeah, because that's where you can watch it right now. The newer seasons on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, otherwise, can't you watch the older ones on Hulu?
I don't know if it's Hulu, but I know you can watch them on Amazon Prime. Not Amazon Prime, but HBO Max. You can watch the ninth through I think the 13th on HBO Max. Brit Amazon Prime BritBox. You can watch a lot of the Doctor Who season 1 to I think the movie. I watched the movie on YouTube. Um it was weird. But the newer stuff you have to go to Disney Plus. That much I do know. I don't know if it's on Hulu.
Maybe I'm thinking of The Master for some weird reason. But I could have sworn Neil Patrick Harris was in more than just one episode as the Toymaker. It's almost like I saw this clip from uh on TikTok,
Hmm.
and it showed Neil Patrick Harris as the Doctor, or not as the Doctor, sorry, as the Toymaker, which
Yep.
is the Giggle, because he's got that like fucking comb over with the glasses. But he talks about this isn't our first time running into each other, and then it cuts back to almost like way back when it was David, just David's as the 10th. He ran into the Toymaker again,
Yeah.
and I can't remember who was the Toymaker on that one. I want to say it was fucking uh
Yeah, because I don't know if he's been on Doctor Who besides the Toy Maker. I mean, it'd be awesome if he was.
I'm trying to see if I can find out who all has played. It's hard to kind of find because I'm seeing the toy maker and it's in black and white, and the main actor was Michael Go. Main voice actor was David Bailey. Other actors: Neil Patrick Harris, Luke Featherston. Other voice actors: Paul Anthony Barber, Annette Badland, and Eleanor Crooks. Who was the big villain that we met with David's Doctor Who?
Talking about the Master?
Was it the Master?
Yeah. David Tennant's 10th Doctor was the Master.
Who did we have play the Master? Because I've seen Derek Jacobi as the Master.
Yep.
John Sim. John Sim, I was must is the Doctor. 2007, 2009 to 2010. Then it looks like he came back in 2017.
Okay.
Because the Master was after John, it was Michelle Gomez. Because I remember Derek Jacobi. I've seen clips as him as the Master. But anyway, we're getting too focused on that shit. You?
I'm here. I thought you were going to continue talking.
No, I was done. I was
Okay.
said we were getting too focused on.
All right. So, if you could have someone play the 10th Doctor besides David Tennant, who would you like to have play the 10th Doctor?
Mm, to play the 10th Doctor. Yeah, that's way too broad. You got to shorten that up for me.
Okay, I'll go first. A young Val Kilmer.
Mm,
Actually, you know what? A young Val Kilmer would be a good 8th Doctor.
yeah, I don't know that I'd go Val for the 10th.
Also, rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Right.
I had to make sure that was a fucking real, because he died on April Fool's Day. That's one hell of a way to die.
Um. All right, you know what? Let me go through some shows here.
Okay.
I would go for the 10th Doctor. We're talking David Tennant. How do we feel about Josh Radnor
I could see him. I could see him.
or Jason Segel or Segel, whatever.
Not him. Not him.
Okay. I'm kind of pulling from a hat here, so
Yeah, yeah. There's a person. I'm trying to remember the actor name for it. Come on, where the fuck is it? Da, da, da. Thank you.
um
What about
okay. David who?
David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place?
I don't remember that show. Oh, nah, I wouldn't go him.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna throw some names out here. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
Isaac Hempstead Wright.
Who the fuck is he?
He plays Bran in Game of Thrones. He's the
Okay.
three-eyed raven.
Okay. Okay. I mean, maybe.
Okay. Kit Hartington.
Hmm. He'd be an interesting choice.
All right, I'm gonna throw one more your way. Alfie Allen.
Alfie Allen. Who the hell is that one?
Game of Thrones. He played Theon Greyjoy.
Oh yeah. He'd have to bulk up a little bit, but yeah, maybe. He'd have to bulk up in the face a little bit, because David Tennant's not type of man to have that kind of. Yeah.
All
Interesting
right.
choices.
That's why it's too hard to really sit there and say it without like lowering it down.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Like you're really pulling from a hat to figure it out.
Yeah, but I think it's been. I think it's about our time.
Hold on, because we're doing this, I'm looking up Scottish actors now.
Yeah, he is Scottish.
Can't say Peter Capaldi because he was already fucking the Doctor. Okay. So I'm gonna throw some names. Let's hear him. All right. James McAvoy.
Ooh, he'd be a good doctor.
Would it be interesting to like as much as I said his name to play the Doctor, and I feel like he'd be a better toy maker or a master.
Yeah, he would be a good villain.
All right. All right. I got one. This is gonna throw people the fuck off. Are you ready?
Okay.
Billy Boyd.
Ooh, yeah. For those of you who don't know, Lord of the Rings.
Harrigan Took.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good doctor.
I think he'd be a little tiny, but I think he'd be interesting.
Yeah, he would be interesting.
Okay. Okay. John Hannon.
Who's he again?
I'm disappointed in you. He was our favorite person in The Mummy. He was the brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, that's right. I never knew his name. I had to look him up.
John
Yeah,
Hannon was
John
the
Hannon.
brother from the Mummy series.
John Hanna. Yep. Okay. Yep. I remember him now. Yep. Honestly, I'd like to see him as a doctor. He'd be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a scenario your way.
Okay.
You get to pick who's the doctor. You get to play who's either the master or the toy maker.
Okay.
Gerard Butler, Ian
Okay.
McGregor.
I'd love to see Ian McGregor as the doctor and Gerard Butler be the villain.
You can't say the villain. I told you, you have to pick either the master or the toy maker.
You know what? Let's go the master.
I just came across this picture of Gerard Butler literally standing with his arm over Ian McGregor, and Ian's wearing glasses, and Gerard's got like a black kind of turtleneck on. And as I'm staring at this picture, I'm sitting here like Ian as the doctor, Gerard Butler as the master.
That would be good. That would be a good. That would be interesting. I would love to see that.
Right.
That would be really fucking interesting. I will, but Ian McGregor does. I think he would play an amazing doctor. He really would.
Right.
All right. So you just want to? It's about past our time.
It is.
All right, all you lovely little weirdos. We are out of here. Remember to like and subscribe. Join our Discord if you want to chat with other fellow nerds. We have
And
other.
join our podcast because Global's a fucking weirdo.
Yep. And don't forget to
No,
stuff.
join our Discord. We've got Facebook that's probably not been managed in a long time.
Probably not. We've both been busy.
I told you you had all the rights to the Facebook thing, dude. Been
Yeah,
busy with the Discord.
yeah. I've also been busy with other shit. But yeah. All right, everybody. Have fun. And remember, don't blink.